So before we get started, I just want to say a few words about what Taize actually is. And to give you a little information, before I get into that part, and I'm going to read a little bit of history about it, I want to just share with you my own feeling about Taize. And for me, Taize is all about going inward. So today the lesson really comes from within, 100%. So to the degree that you're willing to let go and connect within, you will really have an amazing experience leading into next year, or into the coming year. So, introduction to Taize. During World War II, the brothers of a local monastery in Taize, France, wanted to bring people together into prayer, regardless of their religion. They began hour-long meetings filled with prayerful chants, sacred readings, and silent meditation. These meetings became popular, particularly with young people. From these humble beginnings, thousands from around the world continue to this day to flock to Taize to participate in this experience. Anybody want to go? Because I'd like to go there. I think that'd be fun. From the vision of those original monks in France, this service continues to carry its impact into the lives around the globe. And so we begin.
Please join me in this morning's invocation. Continue feeling and sensing that vibration of the singing bowl as it is circulating in its silence through this room, through each and every one of us. And join me in gratitude for this opportunity to come together to symbolically be releasing the old and symbolically welcoming the new. And know that this room, here and now, is filled with that invisible spirit, that life itself. It is filled because it exists in each and every one of us. And so today I give great thanks as we open our minds and hearts to greater awakening to our awareness of this inner spirit and this presence. And in joy, I release this now into that infinite law of mind that responds so perfectly and manifests this in our lives, in our minds, and in our experiences. And so it is. Find the part that resonates. I am remembering who
If you go very deep, that is where you live. You live in the seat of consciousness. A true spiritual being lives there, without effort and without intent. Just as you effortlessly look outside and see all that you see, you will eventually sit far enough back inside to see all your thoughts and emotions, as well as outer form. All of these objects are in front of you. The thoughts are closer in, and the emotions are a little further away. And form is way out there. Behind it all, there you are. You go so deep that you realize that's where you've always been. At each stage of your life, you have seen different thoughts, emotions, and objects pass before you. But you have always been the conscious receiver of all that was. Now you are in the center of your consciousness. You're behind everything, just watching. This is your true home. Take everything else away, and you're still there, aware that everything is gone. But take the center of awareness away, and there is nothing. That center is the seat of the self. From that seat, you are aware that there are thoughts, emotions, and a world coming in through your senses. But now you are aware that you are aware. That is the seat of the Buddhist self, the Hindu Atman, and the Judeo-Christian soul. Michael A. Singer, Untethered Soul.
God speaks to me. In the silence, God speaks to me. In the silence, God speaks to me. In the silence, God speaks to me. God speaks to me. God speaks to me. God speaks to me. In the silence of my heart, God speaks to me. God speaks to me. God speaks to me. In the silence of my heart. In the silence, God speaks to me. 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 God speaks to me. God speaks to me. God speaks to me. In the silence of my heart, God speaks to me. God speaks to me. God speaks to me. In the silence of my heart. God speaks, 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 God speaks. In the silence, God speaks to me. 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 In the silence of my heart, God speaks to me. God speaks to me. God speaks to me. God speaks to me. In the silence of my heart. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks to me. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks to me. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks to me. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks to me. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks to me. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks to me. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks to me. God speaks. God speaks. God speaks.
Would you like to take your seats? From Eckhart Tolle. When you recognize that there is a voice in your head that pretends to be you and never stops speaking, you are awakening out of your unconscious identification with that stream of thinking. When you notice that voice, you realize that who you are is not the voice, not the thinker, but the one who is aware of it.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, Spirit divine. Holy, come to me. Holy, feeling love. Holy, healing me. Holy, open my heart. Holy, allow me to see. Holy, beauty and love. We are holy, lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. 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 I am holy, Spirit divine. Holy, come to me. Holy, feeling love. Holy, healing me. Holy, open my heart. Holy, allow me to see. Holy, beauty and love. We are surrounding me. I am holy, holy, holy. 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 We are 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 holy, 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 holy. I am 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 holy. You are whole. We are whole. I am whole.
I keep the promise. I shall keep the promise that I have made to myself. I shall never again tell myself that I am poor, sick, weak, nor unhappy. I shall not lie to myself anymore, but shall daily speak the truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful, it is marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of all life. Truth, power, and action. I shall whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I shall assure my soul. Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind text.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. No need to make a plan, your heart will be your compass. Lift your sails in faith and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Let go. Float. Float. Let go. Float. Let go. Float.
The universe is always speaking to us, sending us little messages, causing coincidences and serendipities, reminding us to stop, to look around, to believe in something else, to believe in something more. By Nancy Thayer.
It is at this time that we're going to begin our shared prayer. If you have a prayer request or if you have a silent prayer, we invite you to come up to the center aisle, line up in the back, step forward, pick up a candle, speak your declaration, or silently pray to yourself. Sharon, the heart of our circle, will acknowledge you. You then light the candle you are holding at our main candle, and you set the lit candle in one of the sand trays. This will symbolize the releasing of your prayer. At this time, a unified response, your prayer is my prayer too, will be sung among us. And then at that time, you can return to your seat. If you desire to speak more than one prayer, you may come forward again. And this will continue until everyone who wished to participate has had a chance to speak or silently present their prayer into this, our circle of love. I know the time for awakening is here, for my path is clear. And I know this truth for myself as I know it for all.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
So my prayer is that in this year of awakening, that I'm a light sleeper, that I am open, receptive to awaken to many different ideas and thoughts, And that as I awaken, I know our community awakens and the world awakens. There's greater love, greater joy, and greater peace.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And my prayer is for greater awakening to that Christ consciousness within each of us. That Christ consciousness leads the way and guides us as we walk through the uncertainties and the unknown, and we travel in faith and feel the support.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
My prayer is that each of us see the world through the eyes of the Christ Spirit, that we are open and looking for understanding and acceptance, bringing about love, joy, and peace. And so it is.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
My prayer is for all the prayers that have been spoken out loud and those that are unspoken and that live in the hearts of all, heard, not heard, but in hearts and therefore exist in those words.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
I would like to take a moment to thank those that participated in putting together the Taize service. I meant to do that in the introduction, but my absent-mindedness took over, I suppose. But we have Dr. Randy Tankoff, Reverend Terry Lurch, Sandy Golke, and of course, our wonderful, talented song leaders, Sharon Sauls.
Thank you, John. John Boyle. So we would like to express our appreciation for each person that was here today, and that includes anyone that was prayed for. And we thank each of our musicians, Melissa Felipe, Karen Drucker, and Donna Michael. Please join me in benediction. And so we know that there is love, that there is God, that there is all knowing, all trusting. And I know in this moment that each prayer is manifest and that each person receives exactly all they need and ask for with an open heart and a prayer of joy. And so as we move into 2018, I know that this world manifests in perfect accord, in perfect union, in perfect love. And I give gratitude for this and release it. And we say, and so it is. Amen. That concludes our service. Thank you. Namaste.